I'm the guy who got sandwiched between the Todd Hunt and the Robert Cubey, and which is quite an adventure in and of itself. And you know, if you caught the guy Todd's, you know, sort of switching there, you get some sense of what it means to follow Todd. I remember when Dick Budd said that I was going to direct the program, and I met with Todd for the first time, and he said something like, well, being a director of a program is like getting a big boat. You know, you enjoy it when you get it, but you're really happy to unload it once that time comes. And I still don't quite understand that. I can say that certainly, you know, being on the boat during my time as director was an enormously fulfilling avocation and vocation for me, and avocation in the sense of getting to know faculty and students in ways that is over and above the level of what you would normally do as a professor. I'd have to say that the first thing that really strikes me about a program like the MCIS program and about a university in general is it takes a faculty, and it's fundamentally a faculty that offers a program and that's willing to make a commitment. And a number of people have been of enormous assistance in my time in the MCIS program, particularly Professor Rice, Professor Wasteboard, Professor Akas, more recently Professor Katz, but just a number of faculty members who really did innovations in their courses and tried to do new things, and I really appreciate their efforts. And of course, you know, something that Todd just said a minute ago that I think is really important to recognize is distance education. During the time that I was director, Todd was really charged with developing distance education and skills, and he used the MCIS program as a place for experimenting with that and really developing it. And I think our place within the university in terms of having some stature in distance education and our presence is really owed to Todd, and I appreciate his really co-directorship during the period of time that I served in the MCIS program. I think, you know, in terms of the thing that I try to add to the program, and that I think is still something that the program ought to, certainly continues to deal with, is the issue of identity that Professor Cubey pointed out. That what exactly do we mean by a communication or communication information professional? What are the contours of this position? And exactly how do we see that? Do we see that as an organizational position? Do we see it as a slot, or do we see it as an opportunity to fill a variety of different niches and a variety of different types of spaces in society that are opening us up today? And certainly one of the charges that I gave students when I started teaching in the program was to consider how work and oneself and one's society are linked together. So that a sense of the MCIS program is not one of merely preparing someone in a technical rationality or in some procedural aspects of how to do the job, but is to consider what is the good life and how do I want to lead the good life? And what does that mean in terms of my commitments to society at large, and how does that relate to the type of work I'm doing here? And that's very much, I think, the spirit of the MCIS program that Professor Cubey is carrying on. And I want to really very much applaud the efforts of Professor Cubey in this his second year as director. I mean, I think the energy that he's brought to the program, the developments that he's made with our corporate partners, the expansion of students that he's brought to the program, and just the issues that he's willing to deal with really put us in good stead, and I thank you very much for this.